Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were discussing name, image, and likeness, and it affecting the NFL draft. And now we will be discussing a woman who falls in a dumpster after tossing her trash out. Before we dive into that, though, you guys couldn't see because I had it where it was just my face on here. Tate is over here like messing with his head.
No. Well, actually, what I was trying to do is be silly with you. And I was saying, because yesterday she was like, "You're bald." And I'm like, "Look, it's starting to come in again."
The hair is growing back.
Yeah, there's a little scruff on the side, a little sideburns coming in. Hercules.
Alrighty.
Sorry, Faith.
So a woman tossing trash falls into a dumpster and survives getting compacted in a garbage truck. Whew. Honestly, I will say before I dive into this, I understand this is honestly has been kind of like a little fear of mine because I'm so short, and so tossing stuff into the dumpsters is very hard for me. And I always think oh my gosh, what if I fall in here and then the trash truck comes and then puts me in the trash truck and then that's how I die. That would be an awful way to go.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing about compacted little Faith going to the trash compactor in the sky. No, we're not talking about that.
Trash compactor in the sky.
But it did make me think, you fall in a dumpster, someone finds you, it's like another man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess, in this particular case.
Ooh.
Oh. The sound effects, that's awesome. Okay.
So a woman fell into a dumpster while throwing out her garbage and was later rescued from a trash truck that had compacted the contents while she was inside. Fire department officials in New Hampshire said. Luckily, neighbors heard her screams and the trash compartment was equipped with a camera. The driver spotted the woman stuck inside and called 911. By then, the driver had reportedly compacted the garbage up to four times, the Manchester Fire Department said in a news release. Rescuers used a basket ladder to reach the top of the truck and lift her out. By then, she was standing / talking / yelling, but was not alert enough to answer questions. The woman was taken to the hospital after Monday's misadventure. Her name was not released. In 32 years, I've never seen anything like this in my whole career. Battalion Chief Bob Bequedet. I don't.
Bob. His name is Bob.
Chief Bob.
Bob SquarePants.
Told WMUR TV. It's alarming because you don't really think it's true. Okay, so the driver spotted the woman inside because the back of it is equipped with a camera, but it was already compacted 4 times.
4 times, yes.
4 times, and you knew that she was in there. Why are you compacting garbage when you know that somebody is in the back of your truck?
No. I took it as, because the compacting, they kind of smash it. That's why I said SquarePants, because they smash everything.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you think they had already done it before?
Yeah, he had already smashed it, but he was just kind of checking his work and then saw Arm, Leg, and Becky screaming over there like, "Yo, stop smashing me." That is horrible. Could you imagine?
No, I'm claustrophobic, so tight spaces already freak me out. And then imagine sitting in the back of a garbage truck thinking, well, this is my last day on Earth. I'm going to get compacted with all this trash and get taken to the dump.
Man. And think about it. I could totally see someone like you, especially, not meaning to, you're short and small. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those dumpsters are tall. So you got to kind of climb up there and, next thing you know, you tumble on in and it's good. It's like, good night.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be rough.
At my last apartment complex, the dumpster didn't have like a little side door that I could just toss my trash in. So I'd literally have to like heave my trash up into the dumpster and hope that it would fall into the dumpster. But I did have like multiple occasions where I would like kind of have to climb up in the dumpster and like push it. So I understand like falling into the dumpster while trying to get your trash in there.
And the scary thing that popped in my head is think about how many homeless people have climbed in dumpsters
Yeah.
and get compacted.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That is spooky. I think, that's probably why they have that little side window because
I'm
people are
sure.
probably dropping in there because
Yeah.
I I've seen videos where they open up a dumpster and
Hmm.
it's just full of raccoons
Hmm.
where the little trash pandas climb up in there trying to get a little snack and some
Yeah.
Skittles and whatever, and they get
Skittles.
stuck in they get stuck in there.
Tate is
So
fixated on Skittles now for some reason. He's mentioned Skittled like 3 times this week.
Skittles. You got me laughing on that one. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine like you're freaking the hell out at that
Yeah.
point? You drop in there. At first you probably fall in there and you're probably like, oh, I got trash in my hair. I messed up my outfit.
Yeah.
And then, Duke the dumpster comes over there. And next thing you know, you hear that sucker starts getting lifted up. The hell with your outfit and your hair. You're just trying to hope, like, yo,
Yeah.
get me out of here. And those things are noisy.
They're
So you could be
noisy
screaming.
and they like dump it in the truck like several times. Like my trash comes in on Monday and I remember like some Mondays I would have like a late class and so I would try to sleep in and then the trash truck would wake me up at like 8 o'clock in the morning because they're like doing it several times to try and get all the trash out. I'm surprised like even like without her managing not to get compacted. I am surprised that she didn't get like she didn't break any bones or anything from falling from the dumpster into the trash truck.
Yes, I mean you're tumbling. You're tumbling in things
Yeah.
and before you fall in there. And those dumpsters are big.
Mhm.
I That's one of the reasons why one of the things I love that they do here in Portugal is so cool is they store the trash underground. So the dumpsters are there, they're
Mhm.
giant, but they're
Mhm.
all underground and there's just a little cylinder. And the cylinders, and you walk over and there's a bio waste, there's cans, there's plastic in this one. And you open them up and you just dump them
Hmm.
into the little tube and everything goes there and all the trash is not above ground but below ground. So then middle of the night they just dump them, but they're too small that a person probably wouldn't be able to dive
Okay.
in there.
I was about to say I would be scared that I would fall in.
No, they're just round tubes that are
Mhm.
about for you about chest height, maybe sternum height that you just dump your trash into. You walk over there. There's no fall leaning in there and anything to get it because
Mhm.
it's like way safer and exponentially cleaner because those
Yeah.
dumpsters get over full. Things are dropping off everywhere.
Mhm.
They just store the trash underground. It's just cleaner, smells better. But man, I'm glad the great thing about this story is she survived.
Yeah.
Man, that would be
Imagine
an
that.
uncomfortable moment.
Imagine that obituary, man.
Oh, I am not writing that obituary.
That would
Not on this show today.
that would be an unfortunate obituary. I
Oh,
I would be like lie for her. Don't mention that.
don't mention the dumpster. There's some things you just let it slide. Let's not talk about dumpster gate over here.
Dumpster gate. Oh my
You're the
goodness.
one that started it. You started out with like, let's dive in this. First thing I thought it was dumpster diving. And you said, let's dive into it. So that's what I thought it was dumpster diving. So, man, that is crazy. And then it made me also think about I too much social media where
Mhm.
people are going to dumpsters and they're diving into dumpsters because companies like Best Buy and some of these places, they throw out a lot of their some of the products that they're not selling anymore, and they're finding all this stuff and putting it on eBay. So there's a lot of people diving in dumpsters around the country, and you dive in that sucker the wrong time, and you don't got
Yeah.
a loud enough voice, you could end up compacted 4 times as well. The moral of the
Yeah.
story: stay the heck out of dumpsters.
Yeah. I used to watch this girl on YouTube. I don't know if she still does anymore, but she would go like into the dumpsters behind like Ulta and Sephora and dumpster dive in there and get like free makeup. But yeah, I would never
There
dumpster
was
dive. I would never do that.
There was a restaurant. I don't know if it's still around or if the city shut it down. It wasn't a restaurant. It was kind of like a food place. In San Francisco, they would go around to different restaurants and dumpster dive and take the food out.
Mm-hmm.
And the food that seemed safe, they would reconstitute it and make food and serve it to people, to the homeless. Yeah, and
Uh,
I thought that was crazy.
why are you giving them food that was in the trash? Give.
Because a lot of times, a lot of the restaurants, let's say you're a bread factory, let's say let's go back when I many years ago I used to wait tables at a Baker Square restaurant, and they're
Mm-hmm.
famous for making pies.
Mm-hmm.
And the pies were only they would only sell them if they were made that day. So any pie is just made that morning, but any pie that wasn't sold, they would put them in. They would throw them out, and so people would wait for them, and so that there's a lot of restaurants and factories that throw things out 1 day old, and I mean it's not even 1 day, it's like made that morning, tossed out that afternoon, and some of these places are grabbing it and redistributing, or like I said, some of the people are selling some of the stuff.
Well, if they do that, if their plan is after the restaurant will like throw food away and they go and redistribute it, why don't they just go into the restaurant and speak to the owners and like ask them, hey, if you have anything left over from today that you guys are just going to throw away, give them to us and then we will distribute them to people.
Some people will do that, some
Mm-hmm.
restaurants will not, because they're worried about liability. We give you a pie that we wouldn't serve in our own store, or some food that we
I
wouldn't
see.
sell in our own store. Someone eats it and gets sick,
Yeah.
then who's liable? Next thing people are very, lawsuit happy. So yeah, there's some fine lines. I like the way you're thinking though.
Yeah. That's. Mm.
That's I mean, you're like you did. I could tell you were thinking, decided, nope, I'm not gonna go there. That's
No, because I could go into a whole thing about that, but we don't have enough time
we need
for
we
that.
need we need a segment with just things going on in Faith's mind.
I don't think you want that.
So, okay, what do we do? The segment is we start the show, and each segment Faith has to do 2 shots until the fourth segment, and then Faith just
You
gives
don't
everything
want
that's on her
me to
mind.
do that. You do not want me to do that.
We're canceled, folks. That's what
You
happened.
don't want me to do that.
We'll call it Keeping the Faith.
Oh, hilarious.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into our oddities of the day.